Kieran has asked a question. Kieran, thank you for waiting so long for your question. It's a great question. Would your game model be shaped by your own ideology or the strength of the players? And I want to link the question here from Robert. He says, have you ever adjusted your game model for the youth or grassroots environments? Do you even suggest one? And typically at specific development ages, does your upcoming course go into connection your game model to training? That was his question, so a little bit similar.
Okay, so I think I got all of that. The short answer is, does the course develop it for youth? Absolutely, it's actually a big part of the course, is how you get your game model and make it relevant for the age that you're coaching and the development level of your coaching. The first bit, Nicky, was asking me, do I change the model based on the quality or the development level of the players? Was that the question?
Yeah. Yeah. So your own ideology or strength of your players.
So let's take the first and look at the quality of players. Let's assume we're coaching an adult team in 11v11 football, and therefore let's make an assumption that they are developed. Now, I think we can all keep learning forever and ever, but let's just say this is a team that needs to perform. If I am coaching a team that has the players that are able to compete effectively at the level they're at currently, then I would stick to my ideal philosophy if I'm allowed to by the powers that be at whatever club I'm coaching. That it's worth remembering that the coach doesn't always have to say so in exactly how I should play. Assuming I do have to say so, assuming the players are at the quality for that level of competition, then that's how I play. If I identify that the players aren't at that level of competition, and there's a risk that we therefore might not achieve our objectives, let's say that we might not stay in that league, we might have a fear of being relegated, as I've said before, then I would adapt that way of playing to a model that means we can be successful in that moment. Over a period of time, though, if I was with that team for 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons, as Jurgen Klopp has now had with Liverpool, who are playing exceptionally well, I would look to change that. Now, for those that have followed Liverpool, when Jurgen joined 6 years ago, he tried to implement elements of his playing style, but he recognised he didn't have the players, or he hadn't developed the players to the level that he wanted to play. He's been incredibly fortunate for a Premier League manager to have the amount of time that he has had to be successful. It was nearly 5 seasons before he won the Champions League. I think that's right, or 4.5 seasons, and then 5.5 seasons when he won the Premier League. Very few coaches at that level get that length. Hopefully we're coaches that are coaching in teams and clubs that are much more patient, and therefore you can look to develop this game model over a number of seasons. And that links into my answer for what to do with the youth teams. If you're coaching 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds, it's completely irrelevant to talk to them about playing between the lines, to talk about creating pressure zones, to talk about playing on the weak side. But is the principle of we want to keep the ball something that we can teach young players? Absolutely. If I want a first team player to play in my model, they need to have good technical skill to be able to look after the ball. Okay, that means in their 1v1 situations, they need to have the technique to control the ball and manipulate the ball, the technique to use their body and the physicality to use their body to hold off the opponent. And that just doesn't mean brute strength. They need to have the right techniques to get their arms in the right place to balance themselves. And so the principle of possession and ball control and manipulating that ball can be taught at a very young age, and that would still link into my game model. And then as players get older, as they develop more, you add in layer upon layer of detail until you've got your first team. We'll still be learning, but you then add in the finer details later on. And we talk about that a lot in the module within the course that's coming up tomorrow. I hope that answers your questions.
Yeah, I'm seeing some of the people when their questions are answered are in the chat as well. Oh, brilliant answer, thanks for that. So far, yeah, there's a lot of traffic going on, so definitely we're going 90 minutes, so we still have 20 minutes to finish this presentation, but it seems like we'll have to do more about it because there's a lot of interaction, a lot of questions, so that's brilliant.
There might be a good point to point out. So just on the website, guys, we have a basic membership and a pro membership. Basic members and others will always get these free webinars every month, and we'll do a different topic every month, and we always want to, not everyone is blessed with the resources to be able to pay for something, for information, but we want to help as many coaches as we can. So that will always be there. So you'll have another opportunity. If this is proven so popular, we may run this webinar exactly the same again, or tweak it for what people want to see. For those that are fortunate enough and able to, if you sign up as a pro member, then we have as I said right at the start, smaller webinars, and are actually meetings, and everyone can ask those questions live, and we can have a debate, probably a lively debate about game models, and we'll try and get all those questions done. I will also, through social media, try and answer your questions as well. I think we'll probably need to get on to the next few slides now, Nicky, if that's okay.